Hello everybody, it is the Musical Gamer. Welcome to a Gamer's Notes, which we haven't had one in quite a while now at this point. I think the last one was sometime in August, maybe September, I don't know. But it's been a while, and I wanted to update you guys on a couple of things going on the channel. I'm gonna get the first big piece of news out of the way, first. And that is to do with Patreon. Now, I don't know if a lot of you have heard the news through the grapevine. Some of you probably have. This is definitely pertinent to anybody who is a patron of mine over on Patreon, and for anybody who was thinking of becoming a patron. Patreon has decided to update their fee schedule. So starting on December 18th, a new service fee of 2.9% plus 35 cents will be paid by patrons for each individual pledge. Originally, that was something that I, the creator, was paying. So anybody who pledged, say, $1, paid only $1. And I would pay the processing fee and the Patreon fee. So now Patreon seems to be wanting to put the onus on the patrons rather than the creators, which is a little stupid in my opinion. That is going to de-incentivize anybody from wanting to become a patron over on Patreon. That is going to make people, because if you want to pay $1, if you want to pledge $1 to a channel, which is, to be totally honest, probably one of the most effective ways to support any creator, instead of actually paying $1, you're going to be paying something like $1.40 for a $1 pledge. I would be getting more of the money, technically, but that is really stupid. It should be, if you pay $1, you pay $1, and I cover the rest of the cost. That's how it has been, but starting next week from this video going up, Patreon is changing that fee schedule. So for those of you who do not like that change, you can indeed cancel your pledge. You can do whatever you feel you need to do. And I don't hold anything against it. I think this is very stupid. The only problem is, I know a couple of creators, I know a couple of people who use Patreon, who've decided to just completely shut their Patreon down. They don't like this at all. I don't blame them. And they don't want to have any part in this Patreon business. The only problem for me is that those people also make ad revenue off YouTube. I do not. For those of you who have been following the channel long enough, know that I make no ad revenue from any of my videos. This is why you don't see any ads. My vids are completely ad-free. And it's not necessarily by choice, but at the same time, I actually think that's better for you guys to not have to constantly sit through ads and have to deal with lovely YouTube algorithms, because don't we all love those? But that is the case. So this channel doesn't make any ad revenue. So the only money I do make is from whatever you guys decide to pledge over on Patreon. And now, more recently, Twitch. So for any of you who want to continue supporting the channel, but not deal with this Patreon pledge hike, basically, where you're going to have to pay more per pledge because you're going to be paying for this service fee, head on over to Twitch, go subscribe to me there, or come out to live streams, have some fun, because we stream every weekend, except this last week, and this last week was kind of crazy, but we stream every weekend, and come over here, go sub to my Twitch, use bits, cheer, gift a sub if you're feeling magnanimous. In fact, for the month of December, Twitch is giving first-time subs, I believe, 20% off their sub for the next month. So, and that is for your own sub plus any subs you gift to people. So that is a very, very fantastic way to help support me and the channel. Because as it is, Twitch is the only source of income. Patreon is the only sort of voluntary donation kind of income for the YouTube channel. I make no ad revenue from either of these two things. So if you like what I do, if you like the content that you see, and you want to support, head on over to Twitch, go sub there. $1 a month on Patreon still does a lot if you do not mind paying that service fee, but for those of you who do, I don't blame you. I think this is awful. I've already had people change pledges. I've had people cancel their pledges completely. So Patreon is slowly trickling down, which is making things a little nerve-wracking over here, because that means I'm going to have to take on more work to actually pay and eat food for the month, and that's going to take time away from YouTube and Twitch as a whole. Hence why this past weekend was kind of crazy I make the bulk of my money outside of the internet. I would love to make the bulk of my money through the internet, and I hate having to make decisions based on finances compared to when I do YouTube and Twitch and all this stuff. But, I mean, unfortunately, that is just sort of the case that kind of happens as you get older, as you kind of go through life. You need money to be able to, you know, just survive. And I want YouTube, and I want Patreon, and I want Twitch, and I want these things to be somewhat profitable, or at the very least sort of break even with the costs that kind of go into it. So that is all for this Gamer Notes. I wanted to update you guys on the Patreon situation. Do not mind this gravelly voice. I've literally just woken up. I've woken up, and I'm gonna start recording in just a minute, but I wanted to do this first. So thank you all for watching this Gamer Notes, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good day, everybody, and I'll catch you guys then.